Hello students, welcome back. So today we are going to do a very interesting chapter which is a dinner party. Men and women are born equal, but some men have fixed notion that women are cowardly folks and men courageous. So some people think that men and women are born equal, but some men have fixed notion that women are cowardly folks and men courageous. So now the narrator is saying that there are some men who think that they are brave enough and women are very cowardly. So there exists a patriarchy in the society where some men think that men are very courageous, very strong and women are very cowardly. So let us see students what happened in this chapter. It was late in the evening. Major Khanna and his wife and their guests were sitting around the table and having dinner. So it was late in the evening and Major Khanna's family, his wife and other guests, they all were sitting and having dinner on the table. It was raining heavily outside, but the people inside the room were comfortable. They were discussing the way women behave in an emergency. So now they all are having discussion that women are very shy and women are not very courageous and how they react in the times of emergency. Captain Sharma kept saying that women are nervous. So now Captain Sharma, who is a man, he is saying that women are very nervous, they are very shy, right? A mouse makes them jump on the chair and scream. So now Captain Sharma is saying that women are so shy and nervous and not even courageous that even they jump up whenever they see a mouse also. The women insisted that they were as brave as men. So now the women around the table, they are saying that they are as brave as man and remained calm even in emergency. So now women are proving their point that they are very courageous. So now stuck to their theory means that men are very reluctant to accept this fact. If a man and a woman are in a jungle at night and hear a lion roaring, a woman will scream, said Mr. Kumar. So now Mr. Kumar is saying if a man and women are left in the jungle and if they hear a roar of a lion, so a woman is going to scream first. The man will also feel like screaming but he won't. So now Mr. Kumar is saying the man will also feel like screaming but he will not scream, but a woman will scream even if she hears the roar of a tiger or a lion in a jungle. He has that extra ounce of control which is called courage. So now Mr. Kumar is saying that men have this extra ounce of courage. This extra percentage of courage men have. A woman lacks it. A woman lacks this kind of courage, he is saying. Colonel Singh was listening to this conversation but he did not join in. So now Colonel Singh was listening to this conversation but did not join in. So now Colonel Singh, who is the host, he was listening patiently to everything but he did not say anything. Suddenly he noticed that Mrs. Khanna, the hostess, had become deadly pale and rigid. So what do we mean by rigid here, students? Strict. So Colonel Singh noticed that Mrs. Khanna was sitting quietly and very strict. There was a strange expression on her face. She was sitting quietly and deadly pale. Deadly pale, which means that she was sitting as if she is getting very frightened with something. There was a strange expression on her face. She gestured to the servant and whispered something to him. The servant's eyes widened in fear. He quickly left the room and came back with an earthen bowl. What do we mean by earthen bowl? Full of milk, which means mitti ka bowl. And it was filled with milk, which he placed on the floor of veranda. No one noticed this except Colonel Singh. he knew that the bowl of milk meant only one thing, a bait for a snake, which means that Mrs. Khanna saw a snake inside the room and she ordered the servant to bring an earthen bowl of milk, and now Colonel Singh got to know that this earthen bowl of Colonel Singh got to know that this earthen bowl full of milk was a bait. It was actually a bait. What do we mean by bait here, students? It means it was a jal. It was a trick for the snake to come and drink the milk and get out of the room. He realized there was a cobra in the room. So, Mrs. Khanna actually saw a cobra in the room and she gestured the servants to quickly bring the bowl and put the earthen bowl full of milk in the veranda. Where was it? 3 corners of the room were empty, and in the fourth a servant was standing with a jug of water. The only place left where the cobra could be was under the table. So, the cobra was under the table, which means the cobra was present under the table, and his first impulse was to jump back and warn the others, but he knew that the noise and the movement would frighten the snake. So, what does this mean here, students? That the cobra was present under the table and the cobra was stuck to the leg of Mrs. Khanna, and for throughout this while Mrs. Khanna was sitting nervously and she did not even scream. So, this brings us to the end of the chapter here, students. The narrator wants to tell us that it is not just men who are courageous, but it is also the women who are courageous, and they can also sit and handle a cobra in a very smart and a very simple manner and a very calmly manner. Thank you, students. I hope you all enjoyed this lesson.